Hello, this is Justin Amos, and together we're going to explore a compelling case study on Nokia found in Chapter 1. Nokia is a company with an extensive and rich history within the mobile phone industry. Our primary focus here will be on the ethical dilemmas and business setbacks that Nokia faced through subsequent decisions. Nokia was originally founded in 1865 in southern Finland as an established paper mill near the town of Nokia by Frederick Idestam and Leo Macklin. Later on in 1902, Nokia expanded its operations into electricity generation services and later on respirators for both civilian and military use. After various acquisitions of other companies over the years, in 1976, Nokia merged three companies into what we now know Nokia as today. In 1982, Nokia launched its first phone, the Mobira Senator, and experienced overnight success with its newfound innovation. As the leading pioneer within the phone sector, Nokia rallied a 10-year dominance within their industry with a 49.9% market share starting in 1992. Shortly after, in 2007, Nokia began its descent both as a top leader and in market share due to internal and external factors like slow decision making within top management, a focus on mass production over innovation, and discrediting Apple and Google as serious competitors, which ultimately led to its downfall. Later on in 2010, Nokia struck a deal with Microsoft in efforts to revitalize the brand as the leading smartphone. However, their efforts were met short. Fast forward to September 5th, 2012, Nokia held a high profile press conference in New York City to introduce its new Windows 8 smartphones, the Lumia 920 and 820. The spotlight was on the phone's pure view camera technology. However, what seemed like a groundbreaking advertisement turned into a PR disaster when it was revealed to be misleading. Now, the core issue at hand with Nokia's misleading advertisement was the unethical behavior that caused an uproar with their customers. The primary ethical dilemma here revolves around the misleading advertisement for the Lumia 920. Nokia showcased its new phone's pure camera technology, emphasizing the camera stabilizing features. A particular advertisement depicted a woman bicycling near a riverbank, seemingly captured on a Lumia 920 by a young man cycling beside her. However, upon closer examination by tech magazine The Verge, it was discovered that the shot was actually taken using professional equipment held by a cameraman. The pivotal question here is whether Nokia's decision to present this advertisement, which gave the impression of some real world usage of their technology when it wasn't, constitutes an ethical dilemma. In other words, did Nokia cross the line between creative marketing and misleading the public? Understanding the ethical dimension of this case is vital. It's not just about a single advertisement, it's about trust, transparency, and credibility. When a company markets a product, especially one that impacts customers' daily lives, trust is paramount. Consumers rely on companies to provide accurate information about their products so they can make informed decisions. When that trust is compromised, it can have serious consequences, not only for the company, but also for its customers as well as stakeholders. In the world of marketing, there's often a fine line between showcasing the best aspects of a product and creating unrealistic expectations. This dilemma reminds us that companies must navigate this balance carefully, ensuring that their marketing aligns with the actual capabilities of their products. As we explore this ethical dilemma further, we must consider the broader implications of such actions on consumer trust, brand reputation, and the company's responsibility to its customers. It's a reminder that ethics in marketing isn't just a moral concern, but also a business necessity, as it directly impacts a company's relationship with its core audience. Nokia's case isn't isolated, it's part of a pattern. They faced historical ethical setbacks, such as the closure of their facility in Germany, technology provided to Iran for monitoring, and privacy issues in Finland. These incidences gradually eroded the company's reputation. To understand Nokia's ethical challenges and their implications, it's important to recognize that the case we've been discussing is not an isolated incident. Nokia's history is marked by several notable ethical setbacks, and these incidences collectively paint a picture of the company's ethical journey. One of these said historical setbacks occurred when Nokia announced the closure of its facility in Germany in 2007. The decision to move production to Romania, driven by cost considerations, sparked significant public backlash. This move resulted in job losses and community resentment. Eventually, Nokia was required to pay roughly $64 million dollars in subsidies back to the German state, showcasing the financial consequences of this ethical lapse. In 2008, Nokia Siemens Network, a joint venture between Nokia and Siemens AG, was reported to have provided technology to Iran's telecom company, enabling the government's extensive monitoring of internet communications. This technology allowed the Iranian government to survey voice calls, text messaging, instant messages, and web traffic, raising serious ethical concerns. Nokia defended its actions, stating this technology was a standard architecture used globally for lawful intercept, but this sparked a boycott Nokia products by pro democracy activists in Iran. Closer to home, Nokia faced ethical criticism in its native Finland when it strongly supported a law allowing corporations to monitor electronic correspondence of their workers. This stance clashed with Finnish cultural values, which prioritize privacy and the right to confidentiality. It created concerns among employees about the erosion of trust and openness within the company. Nokia's historical ethical setbacks highlight that ethical dilemmas and lapses can take various forms, from labor issues to human rights concerns and to privacy matters. These incidents collectively eroded the company's ethical reputation and over time damaged its relationship with various stakeholders, including customers, employees, and even governments. Reflecting on these historical setbacks, we see that Nokia's ethical challenges have long lasting consequences that underscore the importance of ethical decision making and responsible corporate behavior, not just for immediate profitability, but for building lasting trust and maintaining a positive reputation. As we discuss Nokia's present and future, we must recognize the impact of its historical ethical setbacks and consider whether the company has learned from these experiences and is better equipped to navigate similar challenges in the future. In relocating their facilities, Nokia's leaders likely made these decisions primarily for economic reasons, aiming to reduce costs and enhance profitability. From a business perspective, such decisions can be considered legitimate as they align with the company's financial goals. However, the ethical dilemma arises when considering the consequences of these decisions on the affected communities, workforce, and the broader ethical implications. Nokia's actions in Iran involved providing technology that enabled government surveillance and potentially infringed upon individual privacy and human rights. This action raises significant ethical concerns because it potentially supported oppressive practices. Comparatively, while the facility relocations may have led to job losses and community impacts, they do not directly involve violations of human rights or enabling government surveillance. Nonetheless, customers reacted by withdrawing patronage due to their concerns about Nokia's ethical decisions. In Europe, the closure of facilities in Germany and the move to lower wage countries like Romania and later on Asia resulted in job losses and a perception of corporate disregard for local communities. This led to consumer backlash and boycott driven by public sentiment and media coverage. In Iran, Nokia's involvement in providing surveillance technology raised ethical concerns about supporting a regime with a history of human rights violations. Customers responded by boycotting Nokia products, demonstrating that ethical considerations influence their purchasing decisions. However, customer responses to ethical decisions can vary widely. Not all customers may respond by boycotting a company, as individual values and priorities may differ. The extent of the backlash depends on factors like the severity of the ethical breach, public awareness, and the strength of customer sentiment. Ensuring ethical decision making in a network of equals can be challenging because decision making may involve multiple stakeholders with equal authority, potentially leading to conflicting interests and a lack of clear accountability. This decentralized structure can make it difficult to establish a consistent ethical framework and enforce ethical standards across an organization. Nokia's decision to keep the investigation into the misleading advertisement a secret may be attributed to the challenges of maintaining accountability in such of a networked structure. They may have faced internal resistance or difficulties in assigning responsibility for the ethical lapse. However, the secrecy may have been an attempt to handle the private matter privately, but it can lead to further reputational damage if discovered by the public. In summary, the network of equals organizational structure can present obstacles to maintaining and enforcing ethical standards, which may have contributed to Nokia's handling of the investigation. The consequences of these ethical lapses were substantial. Nokia's revenue dwindled and they had to downsize their workforce, market capitalization plummeted, and they lost significant market share within the US sector. It's clear that ethics isn't just a moral concern, but has real business implications. In conclusion, Nokia's case illustrates that ethical dilemmas in business can have far reaching consequences. This case underscores the importance of having ethical decision making, transparency, and maintaining trust with customers as well as stakeholders. As we reflect on Nokia's past, the big question remains, can Nokia reflect and learn from its troubles and adapt swiftly enough to regain trust from its customers, stakeholders, in future endeavors? Thank you.